Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. ROC curves are a fundamental tool in diagnostic evaluation and binary classification modeling. They quantify how well a biomarker or model discriminates between diseased and non-diseased population across all possible thresholds. In this video, we will derive and interpret the ROC curve using a real dataset. To understand why ROC is needed, we must first examine the role of cutoffs. Any diagnostic test with continuous output requires a decision threshold to produce a binary outcome. This threshold directly determines true positivity rate, false positive rate. Accuracy alone is insufficient because it is a threshold dependent and can mask class imbalance or asymmetric error costs. ROC analysis removes this dependency by evaluating performance across the full threshold spectrum. Let's formalize this using a clinical example. Biomarkers such as IL-6 or procalcitonin produce continuous measurements reflecting underlying biological processes. To translate this into clinical decision, we impose a threshold. Value greater than or equal to cutoff, classify as disease. Value less than cutoff, classify as non-disease. This converts a continuous variable into a binary classifier. We will now evaluate this using dataset with known outcomes. Here in this dataset contains paired observation, biomarker concentration, ground truth, disease status. Ground truth is typically established using a gold standard diagnostic method. This enables computation of true positives, false positives, true negatives, and false negatives. Let's evaluate performance at a specific cutoff. Let's say we are setting a threshold of 50 picogram per ml. Then the true positives are 3, true negatives are 3, and false positives and false negatives are 0. Here, sensitivity becomes 100% and specificity becomes 100%. This implies perfect classification at this threshold. However, such separation is rare and often dataset specific. Now, observe how these matrices changes with threshold variation. Now, at a threshold of 40 picogram per ml, true positives become 3, false positive become 1, true negatives become 2, and false negatives become 0. Sensitivity remains 100%, but specificity decreases. Specificity now reduced to 67% from 100%. Lowering the threshold increases false positives. This illustrates a fundamental principle in diagnostic testing. Sensitivity and specificity are inversely related under threshold variation. Increasing sensitivity reduces false negatives but increases false positives. Increasing specificity reduces false positives but increases false negatives. This trade-off is intrinsic to any threshold-based classifier. The optimal balance depends on clinical context. The threshold selection reflects risk tolerance. False negative meaning missed diagnosis, delayed treatment. False positive meaning unnecessary intervention, cost, and anxiety. Therefore, threshold optimization is not purely statistical. It is a decision theoretic. To quantify this trade-off formally, we define two key matrices: sensitivity and specificity. Sensitivity is detection power, how many disease cases we can catch, and specificity is control, how well we avoid false alarms. Increasing one usually reduces the other. So, how do we evaluate all cutoffs together? The ROC curve is a parametric plot of sensitivity, that is true positive rate, and false positive rate. In y-axis, we plot sensitivity and x-axis we plot false positive rate. Each point corresponds to a unique threshold. As the threshold decreases, true positive rate increases and false positive rate increases. Let's construct this curve systematically. Now let's see the steps for constructing the ROC curve. Sort the observations by biomarker value. Use each unique value as a threshold. Now compute true positive, false positive, true negative, and false negative, and derive true positive rate and false positive rate. And then plot true positive rate versus false positive rate. This produces a threshold independent performance curve. Now examine the computed values. Now here in this case, each row represents a threshold specific operating point. At low threshold, high true positive rate and high false positive rate. At high thresholds, we have low false positive rate and potential reduction in true positive rate. These points define the ROC trajectory. Connecting these points yield the ROC curve. The ROC curves represents the trade-off between sensitivity and false positive rate. Key references are 0 and 0 means no positives predicted. 1 and 1, all samples are predicted positive. And the diagonal line is a random classifier. A superior model produces a curve that dominates other towards the top left. The shape of this curve encodes diagnostic strength. A steep initial slope indicates high sensitivity achieved with minimal increase in false positive rate. A curve near the diagonal indicates poor separability. ROC analysis evaluates model discrimination independent of prevalence and threshold. We now summarize this curve into scalar metric. The area under the curve or the AUC represents the integral part of ROC curve. It has a probabilistic interpretation, probability that a randomly selected disease sample has higher score than non-diseased sample. AUC corresponding to 1 is a perfect discrimination and AUC corresponding to 0.5 there is no discrimination. Now let's translate this into clinical decision making. Threshold selection depends on error cost asymmetry. Screening means maximum sensitivity and minimum false negative. Confirmatory means maximum specificity, minimize false positives. ROC enables identification of operating points aligned with clinical objectives. Let's consolidate the key insights. ROC analysis provides threshold independent evaluation, visualization of true positive rate to false positive rate trade-off, area under the curve as a global discrimination metric. It is essential for validating diagnostics assay and classification models. Next, we move to implementation. In the next video, we will construct an ROC curve in Excel from raw data, including calculation of TPR, FPR, and AUC. If you found this video useful, subscribe for advanced content on diagnostic analytics, biostatistics, and molecular diagnostics. Share and engage to support deeper technical content. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next one.